What are the different assessments out there, and where could maybe someone find them? Let's say their company doesn't have a major talent and development program. Where could someone go and find some of these tests, and what are the tests?
Yeah. So there are a lot of free resources out there, free assessments that you can just leverage offline. However, you really need to be careful about them because for a lot of these tests, right, when we think of from a researcher's perspective, the two most important components would be validity and reliability. When we talk about reliability, we're talking about consistency of the scores. So if Martin and you take the DISC assessment today, 6 months down the road, a year down the road, your results should not change that much. It should be pretty consistent. And that's a component of a good, solid, rigorous assessment. The other component is validity. You want to make sure that whatever it intends to measure is truly being measured by that particular assessment. So if the assessment is supposed to measure your level of conscientiousness or how extroverted you are, right? The questions that they are asking should really tap into those personality traits. So you just need to make sure whatever free resource that you're looking at, if we're talking about the DISC assessment, there's a free version that is provided by Tony Robbins. If you go on his website, that has, from my understanding, because I spoke with a consulting firm that actually helped him to develop that free assessment, that has strong validity and reliability. He gathers data over time, and he conducts studies and analyses just to make sure that the reliability and the validity holds up over time.
It's interesting to hear you talk about validity and reliability with a test, because it almost sounds like we're talking about all the COVID testing that is happening. I've heard this before about validity and reliability. So for example, let's say you're having a really bad day, you're having like a lot of negative emotions, that may not be a good time to take a personality test, right?
Yes, because you don't want the context to influence or what we consider a threat to validity. There are a lot of threats out there that could really impact the validity of any assessment that you take, any study that you might participate. Let's say that, for example, you're recruited to participate in some type of research study, and they'll say, Alex, I'm going to give you $150 to take part in this. I just got an email today where this company invited me to participate in a study. But let's say that it was the day after the election, right? And in New York City, you might recall, right?
I remember.
After the election, it seemed that a lot of individuals in the city didn't feel as positive, right? When I was at Morgan Stanley, the head of HR actually had a town hall the day after the election just to speak with everyone within the department and just to make sure that everyone was feeling okay. So that day in particular, it wouldn't have been good to participate in any type of assessment, any type of study, because the historical context was a threat to begin with. And there are a lot of other, what we researchers call threats to validity, and history is actually one of them. The other thing is maturation, the fact that you are participating in this over and over and over and over, and you start to have an understanding of the questions that are being asked. So that is also a threat to validity as well.
Got it. So don't take too many of these tests because you get too good at them, huh?
Don't take the same one over and over and over again.
That's funny.